Welcome to Coming Inside Out. I'm Brian James.
Hi, Brian James.
Hey,
I'm John Derler. Welcome, everyone.
welcome. So, John,
Mm,
I have a couple housekeeping items that I
Okay.
want to address
Yeah.
right off the bat.
Yeah.
We had a response to our podcast number 10.
Yeah.
So I went back and I renamed it. You had talked about getting bit by a spider.
Yes.
Somebody said that you should be Spider Bear. So I went Spider-Man, Spider-Bear. Spider-Bear.
Okay.
That could be a good costume for you for Halloween too, because you remember you said you were shooting some webs out of
When I
some of your
sneezed,
orifices.
and then yeah.
So I went back, I renamed it Spider-Bear. Also, I had said early on in our podcast, when I figure out how to upload photos,
Yeah.
that I would upload some photos.
Yeah.
So on YouTube, I went ahead and I uploaded a couple of photos of your coming out party at the Abbey.
Oh, really?
And when I went back and looked at them, you're wearing your Brooks rainbow shoes. So those photos are on YouTube if you want to go and see John's coming out party with
It was, and just so you know, it was all the girls from my acting class 25 years ago. I came out to them, and they're like, "Oh my God, John, we gotta have a coming out party for you." And so they were the ones who did it for me, and they go, "What's the theme? What's the theme?" And I said, "You know what? Let's do 1980s tennis attire."
Oh, good. I got it right then because that's what I labeled it. I didn't want people to think that you wore a blonde wig.
Yeah.
With the headband 24/7.
Right.
I knew it was a theme. So I did say 80s tennis.
Oh, cool.
All
right. No, well, thanks for doing that.
Absolutely. I went on there. I also uploaded a couple other pictures. I uploaded a couple photos of Gay Fathers LA.
Okay.
So that people could see our group.
Mm-hmm.
Last week we talked about my branding. I found a photo of my branding when it was freshly done.
Oh, really?
And if people want to see what my branding looks like, I posted a photo of my before and after of my branding also. Just to let listeners know, and we talked about this already, there's a delay in our podcast dropping. John and I are both very busy realtors in Southern California.
So if you know anyone trying to buy, sell, invest in real estate, seriously, in LA, we might as well give ourselves a plug here.
I agree.
Gay community. If you know anyone buying or selling, have them give us a call and we'll work it together.
We'll have and we could do like a $1 million listings spinoff of this.
We could do the gay $1 million. Well, it's already. They're just not out. But I'm kidding. No, I'm not.
Funny. All right. So when we talk about some of our topics, we get together as often as we can to record these, but sometimes there's a delay,
like a week delay, week and a half.
And then I'm going to start off by giving you a couple of our listeners' emails.
Look, just so you listeners know, look at the spider.
Yes.
You're very thorough. I love that about you.
I love that about you. So these are two separate ones.
Okay.
But that was the first one. I didn't mean to steal your thunder, but I kind of...
No, we've already talked about that. And you want me to...
So he said, watch out, here comes the Spider Bear. That could be a great costume for you for
the Spider Bear. Okay. You know who I was one time was Mr. Incredible.
Oh, Mr. Incredible. Oh, Mr. Incredible. Okay, I know.
It was perfect. I looked just like the dude. Okay. It was great. It was great. And it's been so long. And I should do that again. But
this time it needs to be Spider Bear. But you know what? You could wear the same costume. You just need to put a spider web instead of his logo. You can do.
I could do that.
Yeah, with a bear.
Look, they're looking. See, we're shooting. We shoot this from my office, and see people come up to the window to look at the properties that we have for sale.
Not at your advertised listings, but actually at us.
Yeah. Well, no, they're looking at those, and then I go out there and I say, "Hey, did you bring your checkbook?" They start laughing because it's a joke.
Yes.
But checkbook is so dated.
Yeah, because all your listings are billions of dollars out there, so they'd have to have a big fat checkbook for some of those.
I know. All right. So
I scratched out a little of this. So yes, the top part.
All right. I love this episode. I listened to another podcast.
Well, read it with enthusiasm. This is what
he's doing. I don't know.
This is what he wrote us at YouTube. One of our listeners posted this to our page.
I know. Okay. See, he did. He just wrote this at me.
It's my grocery list.
All right. Here we go. So this is from a YouTube comment.
Yes.
Here's the second comment. Got it now. I love this episode. I listened.
And I printed it really big so the average person could read it across the street.
I love this episode. I listened to another podcast, which is a sort of a support group podcast on a completely different subject, where the host puts in a disclaimer at the beginning saying that they are not a therapist.
So
okay.
I thought it would
we are not therapists.
I'm not a therapist.
I've played one on TV before.
Oh, have you?
I have. I played a doctor. I played a therapist. I played a man on Grey's Anatomy.
Oh,
I was the evil guy that was going to buy the hospital.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know any of this.
Yeah, and it was was it McDreamy? McDreamy. I had a scene with McDreamy. You know the guy.
McDermott.
McDermott.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
No, it was fun. It was fun.
So this is a entertainment podcast, although we have tons of compassion for our listeners, and we resonate with a lot of what you guys have to say. We are not therapists by any means.
No, we're not. I've been to enough therapists, and in fact, we're going to be having an amazing therapist on as a guest. I don't want to. I don't want to spill it just yet.
Yeah, I know, because a couple times we've been going to have somebody on and it hasn't
I don't want to
yet.
spill it. Oh, she's amazing.
Okay.
And so I'm very excited. Honestly, people that are out there, she helped me. I was in therapy with her for 8 years. Amazing, amazing woman. Amazing. Okay. So I think this is, and what we'll do is we'll promote it so you guys will know which number it's going to be. It could be a two-parter.
Yes.
It could be a two-parter. But it'll probably be in August and maybe drop in September. But we'll keep you guys updated on that. But I've got to finish reading this.
Oh no, I scratched out the rest of it. I don't think we need to read it. But yeah, I thought that was good enough. So along the lines of having a therapist on, because she has several areas in which she specializes in. If you as a listener have questions for a therapist that you would like us to ask on the show, this is going to drop soon enough that you can write in and we can read some of your questions for them also. All right, here's something I wanted to share with you. I think this is kind of funny. So I'm going to give this to you to read, but I'm going to start it off by saying, in the news media, the Republican National Convention has happened in Milwaukee, and I don't want to make this a political show. It's not political, but I thought it was hilarious because Grindr crashed at the RNC in Milwaukee. So I printed out a couple of these articles for you to read.
Okay, so it says here we go. Republican National Convention dubbed the Grindr Super Bowl after gay dating app crashed due to spike in users in Milwaukee. Are you fucking see?
This is listen, and I'm not taking this from one source. I printed several of these articles, and I kind of thought, wow, when gay men go to like one of our buddies is in P-Town because they had the big bear convention. Yeah. When you have thousands of gay guys together, Grindr doesn't crash. But I guess this was unexpected.
The RNC.
And it was a lot. So there's a couple articles.
Did you, again, not getting into it, but did you watch the RNC?
I tried.
Okay. I did.
Okay.
Not all of it, but I did much. And listen, I mean, you talk about tactics. When people are wanting to win a campaign, you do whatever you can. Well, the RNC is really pushing that they're welcoming gays.
Okay,
they're welcoming.
The next
okay,
page.
Let me see. All right.
Next page.
People of color. I mean, they're really reaching. Here we go. Here's another one. Gay hookup app Grindr crashed after a spike of users around Milwaukee on Tuesday, the location of the Republican National Convention. More than 1,000 users reported a Grindr outage in the Milwaukee, Wisconsin area around 4 p.m. on Tuesday, according to data. Savvy social media users quickly picked up on the spike. Ex-users Computer Gay posted on Tuesday saying Grindr experiencing outages due to unprecedented traffic in Milwaukee. Wow.
The next page I printed for both of us.
Oh, God. Really? I mean, well, are we going to give him any?
No.
I don't want to give this son of a bitch any. But no.
But
this is my comment.
He's an out gay man.
Listen, this is more of an out. This is what you want us to do, and that's fine. But I'm going to give you my opinion for sure.
Well, let's not get political. I was just saying that
it's not political. He's just a dick, and he's a liar, and he's a scumbag. Okay. Anyway, don't get me started. But anyway, George Santos, to gaze at the RNC, just come out of the closet, boys. Disgraced former Congressman George Santos is encouraging gay conservatives to live authentically after a satirical Twitter X account referred to the Republican National Convention as Grindr Super Bowl.
And that's all I wanted to read on this page.
Listen, I think, look, and again, at the end of the day, my hate or whatever, come out wherever you are. Yes. Remember Cape Fear? Come out wherever. Yeah. That was
yes, I do.
Robert De Niro.
Yes,
it was good. Anyway, look, regardless of my
for these people though, these are closeted gay men, which we all were at one time, family men, whether or not you're religious or whatever you are.
Right.
It just shows that these people are out there suffering, and unfortunately, with today's technology,
but is part of their being in the RNC part of their cover-up? Would they, if they came out, would they lean towards the liberal side, or would they continue to have RNC tendencies, Republican tendencies?
Yeah.
I mean, look, to each your own. And again, we're going to go down that road of a political thing, but you're absolutely right. There are a lot of Republicans that are in the closet, and maybe you're listening to this podcast, and maybe we can help. But again, to circle back, we are not therapists. We're realtors.
Yeah.
But as a realtor, we are definitely therapists to our clients, because selling a house is very emotional, and you are spinning plates for them and taking care, because the emotions go up and down. If you're dealing with investment property and investors, it's all about the numbers. But single family, it's about that. So in a sense, we do act as therapists.
Yes.
But no, this podcast has nothing to do with that. But we will be bringing on therapists, and I tell you what, we're going to be bringing on some great people. I sound like Trump. Beautiful people, the great people,
the best
people ever, and the best people ever. Oh yeah.
Well, what I thought was kind of sad on this same page was Marjorie Taylor Greene and other Republicans attack the transgender rights on opening night. That's sad. I mean, people need to be able to live their authentic lives if you're not hurting another person.
I think she's a big Les. I think she needs to come out.
Possibly.
And look,
or she's Hulk Hogan in disguise.
And this is the other thing. Here I say that, but I'm outing, or I don't mean to
out another person.
I wouldn't want to do that, but I mean, Marjorie, if you're, batting on the other team, we'd love to have you. We'll convert you
at another point in time.
Wow, we really went political. Sorry, guys. Let's get the hell out of this.
I'm going to get out of the political arena, but I am going to make another comment, because my older son, who's 20 years old, who recognizes as fluid, I was going to show you a picture from my son Matthew's going away party into the Marines. It's a picture of myself, my two boys, and my ex. Just to give you an idea of my son. His hair's long and pink right now. He has super long nails. But along those same lines of transgender, I was reading the other day that Elon Musk is moving his headquarters out of California to Texas because of all the new transgender rights that have been passed in California. He has a transgender daughter that I wasn't aware of. And I asked my son the other day, I'm like, hey, listen, I didn't know Elon Musk. I didn't even know he had kids, but that he had a trans child. And his trans daughter has disassociated herself from him at all. She actually changed her name, her entire name, because she wants to remove herself from him. And he does not support the trans community. I just find that to be sad.
Yeah. And I think he's giving $45 million a month to the RNC, which is crazy. That's a lot of money. But it is. It's just, but the time that we're living in, it is changing. I mean, the perfect example is the grinder. People are, it's easier for people to come out. And let me give you an example. I went to a birthday party. Betty, she was at my coming out party.
Okay.
You may have met her. But anyway, it was her birthday, and it was over at the Broken Shaker, which is in downtown LA. It's a rooftop with a pool and a bar and all of that. They put way too much ice in their drinks because,
of course,
you don't get anything really. But anyway, it's so interesting. I was there at a big table and everything, and a lot of my friends know that I've come out. But it was interesting that this one woman, one seat over from me, that we were leaning and talking and everything, and she goes, "Hey, I just want to give you this." And she gave me a pride flag.
Oh, pin. Nice. I thought it was going to be a Jesus.
No, it was a pride. It was just something subtle from her that I'm assuming either she supports or she's a lesbian. Yeah. And it was just so sweet. Yes. And it looked, I mean, honestly, at that table, they were all my friends, though, but I felt, my God, what a great connection I made with a stranger.
Yes.
Who is empathetic to me, and I've got somebody, like me.
Yes.
There.
It's sad that another person has to be empathetic to your sexuality, though. Well, it should just be. But it's nice that she was kind to you.
Well, maybe I'm using the wrong word, but I thought that it was a nice gesture for her.
Yes.
It was support and empathy, part of support.
Of course.
So it was just, and
support
the reason I'm saying is, 8 years ago, I was in the closet, and no one, that would have never happened because I would have been putting on a face, a facade of country John, Texas guy. Hey, how y'all doing? Yeah. And flirting with women. And that's part of this part of me that I'm loving, that's truthful. I can still do that, and I do that. I'm still the big John guy with ha. But it was just so nice to be who I am.
Yes.
And so it was great. But if you go there, tell them to put half ice in your glass because they'll rip you off with that. But it was nice. So what do we got going? What else you got? What else?
Along those same lines.
Yeah.
This is a feel-good story. I printed this for us. These stories are coming out more and more, and I'm loving it.
Oh, yes. I read this article.
Okay.
Here, let me read it again, guys. Former F1 driver Ralf Schumacher comes out as gay and touching update. Schumacher's 22-year-old son, David, said he is 100% behind him, his father, after the announcement. I know. That's good.
It was on multiple platforms, and he's a good-looking guy. My goodness. Yes.
He is handsome.
This is him, too.
Oh, yeah.
And
wait a minute. Look, there's more gray here. Is that right?
Right. Well, maybe he does that, whatever. You wash it in, you wash it out. I don't know.
Is this his son, or is this his boyfriend?
Oh, so he came out in a touching photo with him and his boyfriend is how he came out.
Is it him?
And he came out, that's him. He came out on Instagram.
What a hot couple.
He's 49 years old. He's worth $100 million.
Maybe
Ralph, if you're listening and you need 2 realtors for your house, we're here. We support your coming out.
I'm going to go deeper. Let's get rid of his boyfriend. Ralph, I'm available. Or a throuple.
Yes. Or Ralph, if you'd like to come on our podcast, we would love
Ralph.
I'm going to hashtag him when I drop this.
You know episode. What? Absolutely. Ralph, if you are listening to us, my goodness, how much, this would be amazing.
Yes.
If you would want to come on and talk about your story, and congratulations, because you're a trendsetter and you are helping a lot of people. Let me tell you, a lot of people with Formula One, and I mean,
I think he's the second Formula One driver to come out as gay. I think he's the second.
Oh, yeah.
He had a lot of support from other people in his sport.
Did you ever watch the movie Ricky Bobby? Or wait, was it called Ricky Bobby? It's Will Ferrell, and he is a race car driver.
No, I did not see it.
Oh my God, watch it. Because Borak
I
plays.
didn't see that either. I didn't.
No, Borak's in it. The guy who played Borak, the actor.
He was in.
John,
what was he in? What was Borak part of?
Well, that was his movie, Borak.
I didn't see it. Well,
anyway, the guy who played it plays his nemesis in this movie.
Okay.
And what's the city? Talladega, whatever. Talladega Nights. That's the name of it. Oh my God, I'm butchering it. I'm sorry. But anyway, it's about race car driving.
Okay.
And it takes place in North or South Carolina. And there's a bunch of just, country people and all of that. But then the owner of the Formula team brings in this guy from France, and it's the Borak guy.
Borak, okay.
And Sacha Baron whatever. And Sasha's his first name. He plays a gay driver. And
is that when you see the pictures of him and he's wearing that neon green thong?
No, that's another movie. That's another movie.
But that's the same guy, right?
Yeah, it's the same guy. He plays a gay driver, and he has his boyfriend. And just watch the movie. It is so good. I mean, there's a lot of stupidness to it. But listen, it's them putting a gay driver into the movie, which is forward thinking.
Yes.
And I love Will Ferrell. Will is and just I know I've met him personally. His kid played with my kid on the same baseball team, and this was during COVID. But he sat next to me every game. He was just, and his wife is so sweet. They were the nicest people, and we had such a good time. But he's just a great guy. I mean,
well, if he wants to be on our show, he can be on our show too.
Yeah,
I'll hashtag Will Ferrell.
Hashtag Will. Hashtag Will. But it was, but it really. I guess the point of this, if you guys are thinking, my God, they're just bantering, pulling this out, this is so great because this guy coming out, there's so many other people coming out that in the sports world, it's just, it gives me hope. And I'm sure if you're not out yet, it's going to give you hope and help you navigate your path and your plan. My therapist, said, write your plan out, like a business plan or your coming out plan. What do you want to accomplish? When do you want to have it accomplished?
You're coming out, like how many times you want to have sex a week with a man and all the positions and where you want to go and what you want to do, or what's your plan?
The plan when I was in the closet, how am I going to come out? What's step one?
All right. Oh,
what is step two? How will I, you were making a joke of it.
Yes. I wasn't understanding, but now I get it.
It's making a plan of, well, what do I do first? And you know what? It's just baby steps. The biggest thing that you can do is self-knowledge that you're okay. Because for so many years, I ignored it and I pushed it down and I didn't believe it. And look, you talk about, affirmation. When you're telling yourself subconsciously, oh, I'm not, I like women, I like women, I'm not gay, I'm not looking.
Or it's not even that you have to say you like women. It's that something inside of you is going to switch.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden those voices are going to go away. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm no longer going to be attracted to men, or I'm going to be less attracted to men, or I'm going to get married and my attraction towards men is going to go away. I'm going to have kids and my attraction towards men is going to go away.
Right.
When I get older, my attraction towards men is going to go away. Mine never went away.
Right.
Until
but you knew it though. You acknowledged it within yourself.
Yes. I just never spoke it.
But see, and again, it goes back to when did you know you were gay? I really can't put a date on it. I really can't, because there was part of me when I was younger that I would notice men, but I noticed women too. But I think subconsciously, because consciously I didn't say, oh, no, I'm not. It was like subconsciously that.
But you're growing up in Texas. You've said that you had, and I'm not meaning to say something negative about your family, but you said you grew up with like some hillbilly.
Well, we had
brothers or what? Who were these people that were in your life?
They were completely.
Oh, you called them rednecks.
Rednecks. They were rednecks, but it was my mother's boyfriend who lived in a small farming town, and they came from a generation of bigots and so much hate, and abusive, verbally, physically. Absolutely, that was I was on the other end of that.
Well, but maybe you were having those feelings, but you were suppressing them because you knew that it wasn't okay to.
I would be killed. I would be killed and beaten.
Yes. So you weren't even allowing yourself to entertain those thoughts.
Well, I'll tell you what I did. This is when he was a big old redneck cowboy, and he would come to my mom's house, and he had his guitar, and he would sing to her. And he wrote all these songs, and he was really good at it. And it's like the angry giant, and then and then they hear music, and they become a little baby. That was him. He was so mean, but when he sang, you didn't see that part of him.
That was his passion.
So, me being the entertainer, one time I went and I wanted to be Dolly Parton. So I went and put on one of my mom's blonde wigs and grabbed his guitar, and I wore her go-go boots and came out to start singing. And everybody just started dying laughing.
Oh, okay, that's good.
They laughed.
That's good.
He did.
Okay, yes.
He goes, and I think he goes, hey, he's not going to be a goddamn sissy. Sissy, because that was one of them.
Off.
He's not. Yeah, and so maybe that, because here I am in drag at probably 8 years old or 7. I just wanted to entertain.
Yeah, but it probably shunned you and made you feel bad.
Oh, it did.
Made you suppress.
He gave her a whip.
Not gonna do that.
He gave my mother a whip to whip us.
A whip you?
A whip. He gave her a whip to whip us.
A belt wasn't enough.
No, a belt was not, or the buckle wasn't.
Or a coat hanger.
Or the hand. But no, he gave her a whip, and my mother never used it. I think he used it on us once. But then, us kids, we used it on each other. We were beating the shit out of each other with it. But that was wrong. He should have never given that to her, because here we are, no one's home. I'm not getting it, I won't get into it. But you know what? But hang on. This brings up a good point. I came from a broken home. There wasn't a father there loving me, not there to give me advice and everything. And it was, and our generation, we were latchkey kids. My mother had to work, so we came home. Nobody was guiding us. So it was just crazy town. So maybe you had a life like that. Maybe you did. Maybe you had a mother and father, and it was great. But anyway, I just went down this wormhole. Not sure why, but.
All right. Well, so along these same lines of people coming out and all this stuff, I tell you, these gay men that either listen to our podcast, follow us on Facebook, however they're getting a hold of us, send me instant messages. And this past week, I had a phenomenal exchange of just texting with another guy. He has a Facebook page where I don't think his name's his real name, because a lot of people put fake names on their Facebook page. He doesn't have a picture. But he reached out for some support, and I was talking to him, and I was giving him some support. I was talking to another gay father that actually lives in Texas. And this gay father in Texas texted me something after he and I talked and just said, hey, food for thought, this is something, so I'm going to read this. My buddy said, there was a time in my life when I thought I could never, ever, ever, ever leave the Mormon church. Never, ever, ever, ever get a divorce. Never, ever, ever, ever come out as gay. There was a time in my life when I thought I could never, ever, 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 ever fill in the blanks. And here we stand as proud out gay men and fathers. To all the closeted gay men out there that are probably thinking they could never, ever, 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 and then you fill in the blanks. These men can.
Yeah.
They need to find the strength. They need to find the power. They need to find whatever they need to find.
Sure.
it happens in our time because it happened to you the way that it happened to you. It happened the way to me. It happened to me. So this is just, we're close to 30 minutes, but I thought I printed this because I joined a couple different, like news outlets that support the LGBT community. And one of the articles was 20 words the queer community has reclaimed or should reclaim, and I printed them. Some of them I don't know, but I'm going to give you this list. A couple of them, as a kid, I would have been devastated when I was called these, but there's just a couple funny ones here.
So let's go through the number.
We don't have to go through all of them, but a lot of them are pretty fun.
Maybe. Oh God. Okay. Yeah. Queer.
Yeah. Homo, but friends of mine use that now. Homo. So as a kid, that would not have been good. But
or Mo,
I have not heard of. Oh, I don't think Mo's on the list.
I think they used it on Will and Grace. I think.
I never saw that show. Not that I haven't seen it, but I really haven't watched it.
It's okay. Limp wristed.
Is that from the 70s?
Limp, yeah, limp wristed, yeah. Dyke, faggot.
That was my trigger word. I was called a faggot all through.
Well, and it was used too, and like straight dudes would call each other that. To me, yeah, you fag.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I thought I was called. I mean,
okay. I thought
flamer, sod, British flame. Yeah. Well, they also call that. Is it a poofer? Poofter?
Oh, that's on the list down here too.
Or poofter? I think that's English.
Poofer.
Yeah. Twink. Lesbo, tranny, fairy. For
light and your loafers. Wasn't that like in 76?
That was
shows.
Yeah, you like the loafers. Yeah. Well,
Archie Bunker would say something.
Archie Bunker, which I've been watching that. It's crazy. But Light in the Loafers, I thought Light in the Loafers was, he's a good dancer.
Oh, no, I always thought that was kind of slang for gay.
Yeah. Queen.
I like Queen, though.
I like Queen. Fudge Packer.
Fudge Packer's terrible.
I know. Nancy. Pansy. Muffin Diver for lesbian vagina. Pillow Biter.
I'd like to be a pillow biter. I haven't had the opportunity, but when I read through this and I saw that one, I was like, I think I would enjoy being a pillow. I would like to bite the pillow.
Sodomite.
Yes. I don't know.
Sodomite. So these are 20 words the queer community has reclaimed.
And then below it said, or should or could reclaim. Some of them maybe they don't want to reclaim.
Right.
For me, the most offensive word on this entire list is faggot. Some of the other ones I can find humor.
It triggers you, though. Does it? I mean,
I read and I was reading these and I'm reading this article and somebody yelled out and called this guy a faggot. If you called me a faggot today, I don't know. I might be proud.
Right.
Thank you for noticing.
But see, it's interesting. Oh my God! You know what? It's interesting because there's no trigger for me on it. I think any of these.
Oh wow! All right.
But what my trigger is, fat ass or fat. Because being a heavy kid growing up,
were you heavy as a kid?
I was husky. Yeah.
Not two then, not now.
No, two. I mean, I'm husky now.
He's a bear now.
I'm a bear now. But it was just body shaming. It was body shaming, but I hated that. I hated to hear that. And and it triggers me. If I hear somebody, we all have it. And I'm not judging other people because a lot of these words, guys and ladies, I want to first apologize because one of these words may have triggered you. And that's not what we're here to do.
No.
We're just trying to make light of it, but also to reclaim who we are and what people have been calling us or that. And that's, again, that's what we're here for.
And as somebody that was in high school listening to our podcast, because we had the one 24-year-old lesbian that was listening to our podcast, this could be very triggering for somebody who's in high school. So I apologize. I don't mean to make light of it, but, we're out. We're older. We've come a long way.
It's true. I mean,
we've overcome a lot.
But I'm glad we're saying that because I'm sure somebody may get offensive that we're saying this, but it's all we come from love.
Yes.
That's what we're trying to do here. And And we're also, I can understand why people are trying to reclaim, because other races have reclaimed words that have been demeaning to them for a very long time. But yeah, I think we're at the end of this podcast. Right. And
that was a quick 30 minutes.
That was a quick 30 minutes. Right. It was good.
Well, thank you very much for joining us.
And come join us again.
Yes.
And again, if you're just joining us, we're going to have some therapists on here that are just amazing, and we're excited, but we'll give you guys more information as we go.
Yes. And you can email us, cominginsideout@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
I get a lot of people instant messaging me now that we've figured out John's instant messaging and got him up to date on a little bit of his Facebook. Okay. You can instant message John too.
Okay.
Well, you tagged on Facebook group. Well, you're a moderator on the group also, so you'll be able to see more good stuff. Oh, see, he already has one.
I'm starting.
Oh, and you know what we can do with this? We could do a live one of these times too.
Oh, that's my sister.
Right. Oh, that's your sister. Okay. Well, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Take care, guys.